Are we live? The computer says we are live. Let's see here. Yes, we are live. Welcome one and welcome all to the one and the only Junk Shop Library channel. Home of Improv Bible Study, Mental Health Thursday, and Public Domain for patrons. F in the chat for the church stove at Ray Brutafist. Thank you all so much for joining me today. It is Monday? Yes, it is Monday, which means it is time for Improv Bible Study. The first, the last, the only Bible study to tear its irreverent way, verse by verse by verse, through the entirety of the King James Bible, or at least half of it so far. Not safe for work, not safe for children, because it's the Bible, and it's a horrible, horrible, genocidal, misogynistic pile of bull hockey. You have been warned. That sounds like something you might enjoy. Hit the thumbs up for me in the section below. If that sounds like something you will definitely not enjoy, forward it on to someone who might. Hit the thumbs down on your way out. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you are watching live or watching the replay, as I know at least one particular dinosaur will be. Alrighty, y'all know what time it is. I gotta call out the fantastic people who have seen fit to support the channel in a monetary way by jumping over to patreon.com/junkshoplibrary and pledging a minimum of $1 a month. That's right, you too can have your name shouted out and in the crawler for as little as $1 a month. We got Shill, y'all know how it is. But seriously, thank you to all of my fantastic patrons. Without you, the ongoing improvements to the library would not have been possible and would not be possible in the future. Your support means the world, whether that's financial or moral, and I couldn't keep doing what I love so much to do without you. In alphabetical order, those folks are B, Brainbug, Mark, Caesar, Paul, Camish, Ilya, Moon, Kim, Linda, the Lone Wanderer, Math Pig, Mama Atheist, Nikki, Rain, and Santi the Say. Thank you so very, very much. All right, let me check in with the chat. My second screen chat has crashed to no one's surprise whatsoever. And I was having a little trouble earlier with my comments not showing up even for me. So I need to say hello to Druid Lover 1. Good to see you. Paul Camish is in the bar. The Lone Wanderer is in the house. Make sure y'all are subscribed to the Lone Wanderer so you get your word of the day. Today's word is marmalade. It's not just for behatted bears. Wine and Reason, my wonderful wife Julie, is in the chat. Mark Caesar is here from clear down under. Brainbug the Hive is here. Great stream earlier. That was very enjoyable. Thank you for that, my friend. Atheist Donna is here. Good to see you, as always. All righty. Well, let's see. Has there been news? There has been no news. The good news, there is no news. It's a Scott Walker deep cut there for you. All right. So we are in the book of Job. Almost halfway through the big book of war crimes and outdated regulations utter madness and abuse. Let us see. What will happen to Mr. Job today? When last we gathered, his wonderful friend Eliphaz the Temanite had upbraided him for some unknown sin, told him he must have had a secret sin on his heart, or otherwise he would not have been so punished. So Mr. Job and his rejoinder begin with chapter 6. Let's see what the reply is going to be. That's a good idea, Lone Wanderer. I am busy fighting with Teespring's interesting interface as we speak. I mean, not literally as we speak, but in the month in which we are speaking. Might have some extra stuff to shill here before too much longer. You never know. Stay tuned. Make sure your notifications are on. Thank you, GeoSam. Amiga Nuts had to attend to something. Will be on leave for a few days. All right, well, you know what that means. My other mods in the chat. King of the Shills is not here, so my princes, princesses, and others of the Shills must drop each other's links. Everybody make sure you subscribe to everybody else. The community can only build if the community builds itself. Chapter 6. But Job answered and said, "Oh, that my grief were thoroughly weighed, and my calamity laid in the balances altogether. For now it would be heavier than the sand of the sea, therefore my words are swallowed up. For the arrows of the Almighty are within me, the poison whereof drinketh up my spirit. The terrors of God do set themselves in array against me. Doth the wild ass bray when he hath grass, or loweth the ox over his fodder? Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt, or is there any taste in the white of an egg? The things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat. Oh, that I might have my request, and that God would grant me the thing that I long for, even that it would please God to destroy me, that he would let loose his hand and cut me off. Then should I yet have comfort. Yea, I would harden myself in sorrow. Let him not spare, for I have not concealed the words of the Holy One. What is my strength that I should hope? And what is mine end that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of stones, or is my flesh of brass? Is not my help in me, and is wisdom driven quite from me? To him that is afflicted, pity should be shewed from his friend, but he forsaketh the fear of the Almighty. My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as the stream of brooks they pass away, which are blackish by reason of the ice, and wherein the snow is hid. What time they wax warm, they vanish. When it is hot, they are consumed out of their place. The paths of their way are turned aside. They go to nothing and perish. The troops of Tema looked. The companies of Sheba waited for them. They were confounded because they had hoped. They came thither and were ashamed. For now ye are nothing. Ye see my casting down and are afraid. Did I say, bring unto me, or give a reward of me for your substance, or deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the hand of the mighty? Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. How forcible are right words! But what doth your arguing reprove? Do ye imagine to reprove words, and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as wind? Yea, ye overwhelm the fatherless, and ye dig a pit for your friend. Now therefore be content. Look upon me, for it is evident unto you if I lie. Return, I pray you. Let it not be iniquity. Yea, return again. My righteousness is in it. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things? And that's chapter 6. All right. So somebody comes sneaking into the chat. Godless Sowing. Hello, my friend. Good to see you as always. Critical Cripple Dave is here. Excellent. Well, yeah, exactly. Julie says there's definitely no taste in egg whites, so there's one thing the Bible got right. One thing. Lone Wanderer says next month's word of the day theme is Sextember. I hope next month will lead you on journey outside the realm of literacy. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Edward is in the house. Edward, good to see you as always. We're representing multiple continents today, aren't we? We've got the land down under. We've got Great Britain. We've got Edward is in Portugal, if memory serves. Somewhere on the Iberian Peninsula. I know that. Dave says it's Blame Mandam. Okay. So Job's response boils down to, this shit is not my fault. I didn't do anything. And you're just being mean. You're not being good friends. Why are you going to come here and tell me it's my fault the roof fell on my children? Damn it. Nope, IQ's here. Good to see you again, my friend. Oh, it's Ricardo that's in Portugal. I'm sorry, Edward. My community's getting so big, I can't keep track of y'all. I love it. I'm so happy. Figs are also bad. Yeah. Okay, so this is another one of those chapters where there's just not a lot of meat to get your teeth into, is there? It's just Job's lengthy response to his Blamosaurus Rex of a friend, saying, it's not my fault. I don't know why I'm getting screwed over by the Almighty, but it's not my fault. And you're a bad friend. So much for that. I tell you, last time I said it's not going to take us as long to get through Job as I was afraid it would, and old Junk Shop was right. Chapter 7. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of an hireling? As the servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and as an hireling looketh for the reward of his work, so am I made to possess months of vanity, and wearisome nights are appointed to me. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise, and the night be gone? And I am full of tossings to and fro unto the dawning of the day. My flesh is clothed with worms and clods of dust. My skin is broken and become loathsome. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without hope. Oh, remember that my life is wind. Mine eyes shall no more see good. The eye of him that hath seen me shall see me no more. Thine eyes are upon me, and I am not. As the cloud is consumed and vanisheth away, so he that goeth down to the grave shall come up no more. He shall return no more to his house, neither shall his place know him any more. Therefore I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. Am I a sea or a whale that thou settest a watch over me? When I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall cease my complaint, then thou scarest me with dreams, and terrifiest me through visions, so that my soul chooseth strangling, and death rather than my life. I loathe it. I would not live alway. Let me alone, for my days are vanity. What is man, that thou shouldst magnify him, and that thou shouldest set thine heart upon him, and that thou shouldest visit him every morning, and try him every moment? How long wilt thou not depart from me, nor let me alone till I swallow down my spittle? I have sinned. What shall I do unto thee, O thou preserver of men? Why hast thou set me as a mark against thee, so that I am a burden to myself? And why dost thou not pardon my transgression, and take away my iniquity? For now I shall sleep in the dust, and thou shalt seek me in the morning, but I shall not be. And that's chapter 7. All right, so Job starts out talking to his friends. He has made a transition at some point in 7 into talking to God. But the gist of it is the same. You distress me. Please leave me alone. That's all chapter 7 boils down to. I am an insignificant worm, and yet you're spending your time bothering me, causing me distress on top of the distress the Lord has already piled upon me. Please go away and leave me alone. Now, there's some weird turns of phrase in there that I can only assume come down to weird translation moments. Not the first time and not going to be the last time we encounter weird translation moments between fragmented ancient Aramaic and the King's English of 1611. Yeah, the seed or the whale, or seed, sorry, the seed or the whale. That's verse 12. Am I a sea, comma, or a whale, comma, that thou settest a watch over me? I mean, the gist of it's fairly easy. It's, you know, why are you bothering me, and why won't you leave me alone? Why are you here all the time? To set a watch over the sea. I don't really understand that, and I don't understand setting a watch over a whale, right? I mean, you would either harpoon it or no. Yes, it's not the kind of thing that you Joan, you out there, Joan? Help me. Again, this is not a book that was taught us in depth in my Sunday school and church days. It was just kind of breezed through. We were taught the early part, and that it boiled down to sometimes bad things happen to good people. And then we were taught that, you know, the 3 bad friends and the nagging ass wife came and remonstrated with him. And in all this, he did not sin, neither curse God in his heart. And we were taught the later part where Job finally starts bellyaching to God so much that even God has had enough of it and comes all stentorian and preachy against him. And then we were taught the ending part, which, spoilers, is boring. Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't know what the original word is that's being translated here as whale, Edward. I mean, it's probably giant. You know, it probably just is some word that means big ass thing in the sea. Though what we would call a big ass thing in the context of the Eastern Mediterranean is going to be dramatically different than the kind of thing we would call big ass thing in the sea in the middle of the Atlantic. Hey, Catnip, good to see you. How's that little one doing? I don't know. Maybe it's set a watch. Maybe it's just such a bad translation moment that they got set a watch over instead of set a watch for. Maybe it's a nautical reference. Maybe it's intended to be set a watch for a whale. If you were going out, I don't know what kind of fauna do they have in the Eastern Mediterranean. Do they have anything worth? Maybe it means shark. Yeah, exactly, Lone. That's what we're stuck on. Because there's nothing else to get your teeth into in this fucking chapter. It's just... yeah. Just more Job. Poor me. What did I do? And why won't y'all leave me alone? Oh, that's probably true, Edward. Richard actually, back when we were in, gosh, where were we? It's been a while. We were back in like 1 Samuel or something here on the channel. And Richard said he wanted to talk about the book of Job with me, but I was not prepared at the time. I wanted to make sure I had read it in the recent past before I tried to get into a book of poetry with Mr. Madsen. I mean, peace and respect, but he's way better informed and better read in this stuff than I am at this point, unless I've read it recently. King James and his bride. I don't know anything about King James himself. I figured that was what you meant. Autocorrect will rise from the depths and eat us all one of these days. All right, enough of that. Chapter 8. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, how long wilt thou speak these things? And how long shall the words of thy mouth be like a strong wind? Doth God pervert judgment, or doth the Almighty pervert justice? If thy children have sinned against him, and he have cast them away for their transgressions, if thou wouldest seek unto God betimes, and make thy supplication to the Almighty, if thou wert pure and upright, surely now he would awake for thee, and make the habitation of thy righteousness prosperous. Though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end should greatly increase. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee, and tell thee, and utter words out of their heart? Can the rush grow up without mire? Can the flag grow without water? Whilst it is yet in his greenness and not cut down, it withereth before any other herb. So are the paths of all that forget God, and the hypocrite's hope shall perish, whose hope shall be cut off, and whose trust shall be a spider's web. He shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure. He is green before the sun, and his branch shooteth forth in his garden. His roots are wrapped about the heap, and seeth the place of stones. If he destroy him from his place, then it shall deny him, saying, I have not seen thee. Behold, this is the joy of his way, and out of the earth shall others grow. Behold, God will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers, till he fill thy mouth with laughing, and thy lips with rejoicing. They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. And that's chapter 8. Bildad the Shuhite taking 22 verses to say, you must have fucked up. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this mess. Come on now. This ain't fucking hard, Mr. Job. Essentially just parroting what Eliphaz the Temanite said to us on Friday, which is, bad things don't happen to good people. If bad stuff comes to you, it's your own damn fault. So there. Oh my God, y'all. What is this, like 42 chapters long, the book of Job? And that's all this is everybody going back and forth, saying, bad things happen to good people sometimes, and we don't understand why. No, bad things only happen to bad people. If bad things happen, it's your fault for being naughty. Jesus Christ, we could almost, after that little monologue, we could almost skip straight over into Psalms, couldn't we? Except then we wouldn't have a behemoth. Oh, yeah, Lone and I are thinking on the same way there. Oh, we skipped Job. Yeah, but I ain't skipped anything so far, and I can't wreck my format now. This is the 301st video on this channel. Now, admittedly, not all of them are improv Bible study. There's my screed against Betsy DeVos. There was a couple of short videos of my fish, but 301 videos, Jesus Christ. Y'all are a patient lot. Hey, Santi, welcome, my friend. Good to see you, as always. Edward says, does Job have the plague already? Yes. Yes, we gave Job the plague of boils in the very first episode of Job. See, there you go. We got. Oh yeah, they're still talking about the king. Yeah, and we're not even talking about Jesus yet. Exactly, Edward. Exactly. All right. Well, yeah, there's nothing else in that chapter, y'all. It's just bad shit only happens to bad fuckers. If bad shit happens to you, it's because you must have stuffed up somewhere along the way. Yes, Sandy, wine and reason is Julie. All right, chapter 9. Yes, but Truett Lover says, so basically Job had faith beat into him, for lack of a better phrase. The problem with that, though, is that he had faith to begin with. I mean, in the first or second chapter, it was talking about all of the preemptive sin offerings he made on behalf of his children in case they partied too hard and said, "God damn it." It's just, I mean, that's kind of the point of the whole book of Job, is that there's not really any rhyme or reason for getting your cattle stolen by the Chaldeans or having your son's roof fall on them and wipe out your progeny. It's just that sometimes shit happens. That's the moral of the tale. Spoiler alert. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it, says Dave. No. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, there was plenty of wine back at the start, but there's no reason. All right, chapter 9, Job answers. How in the world, how many times are they going to back and forth? He's only got the 3 damn friends, apparently. All right, chapter 9. Then Job answered and said, I know it is so of a truth, but how should man be just with God? If he will contend with him, he cannot answer him 1 of 1,000. He is wise in heart and mighty in strength. Who hath hardened himself against him and hath prospered? Which removeth the mountains, and they know not, which overturneth them in his anger, which shaketh the earth out of her place, and the pillars thereof tremble, which commandeth the sun, and it riseth not, and sealeth up the stars, which alone spreadeth out the heavens, and treadeth upon the waves of the sea, which maketh Arcturus, Orion, and Pleiades, and the chambers of the south, which doeth great things past finding out, yea, and wonders without number. Lo, he goeth by me, and I see him not. He passeth on also, but I perceive him not. Behold, he taketh away, who can hinder him? Who will say unto him, What doest thou? If God will not draw his anger, the proud helpers do stoop under him. How much less shall I answer him, and choose out my words to reason with him? Whom, though I were righteous, yet would I not answer, but I would make supplication to my judge. If I had called, and he had answered me, yet would I not believe that he had hearkened unto my voice. For he breaketh me with a tempest, and multiplieth my wounds without cease. He will not suffer me to take my breath, but filleth me with bitterness. If I speak of strength, lo, he is strong. And if of judgment, who shall set me a time to plead? If I justify myself, mine own mouth shall condemn me. If I say, I am perfect, it shall also prove me perverse. Though I were perfect, yet would I not know my soul, I would despise my life. There is one thing, therefore I say, he destroyeth the perfect and the wicked. If the scourge slay suddenly, he will laugh at the trial of the innocent. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now my days are swifter than a post. They flee away, they see no good. They are passed away as the swift ships, as the eagle that hasteth to the prey. If I say, I will forget my complaint, I will leave off my heaviness and comfort myself. I am afraid of all my sorrows. I know that thou wilt not hold me innocent. If I be wicked, why then labor I in vain? If I wash myself with snow water, and make my hands never so clean, yet shalt thou plunge me in the ditch, and mine own clothes shall abhor me. For he is not a man as I am, that I should answer him, and we should come together in judgment. Neither is there any daysman betwixt us, that might lay his hand upon us both. Let him take his rod away from me, and let not his fear terrify me. Then would I speak, and not fear him, but it is not so with me. And that's chapter 9. Hey, Randolph, good to see you. All right, so chapter 9 boils down to, look it, God works in mysterious ways. And as tends to be the case with poetry, especially with ancient Middle Eastern poetry, it just kind of repeats and rambles in circles over and over and over and over because it's intended to be performed. Well, you're not wrong, Paul. That sniveling little bastard, Job. Hi, Hunter. Welcome. Goodness sakes, all the cool kids are here. I love it. Thank y'all all so much for joining us today. Yeah. God works in mysterious ways, and who are we to try to call him to account? That's all there is to chapter 9. Yep. Edward, Arcturus, Pleiades, and Orion. Did I miss anything? I mean, I don't want to just fly through this, boiling down each chapter to one bullet point, but I don't know what else there is to do with some of these where it's just meh. Santi says, I wish I could work in mysterious ways. Yeah, no shit, right? You just do whatever you damn well please and have people say, oh, well, that's just Santi. What can you do? Randolph says, if you don't like bullet points, you could always use swords. Yeah, that would be more appropriate to the Bronze Age mysticism we're dealing with, wouldn't it? All right, chapter 10, in which Job continues. My soul is weary of my life. I will leave my complaint upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say unto God, do not condemn me. Shew me wherefore thou contendest with me. Is it good unto thee that thou shouldst oppress, that thou shouldest despise the work of thine hands, and shine upon the counsel of the wicked? Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man seeth? Are thy days as the days of man? Are thy years as man's days, that thou inquirest after mine iniquity, and searchest after my sin? Thou knowest that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of thine hand. Thine hands have made me, and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curdled me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thy visitation hath preserved my spirit. And these things hast thou hid in thine heart. I know that this is with thee. If I sin, then thou markest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity. If I be wicked, woe unto me, and if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head. I am full of confusion, therefore see thou mine affliction, for it increaseth. Thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and again thou showest thyself marvelous upon me. Thou renewest thy witnesses against me, and increasest thy indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little, before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. And that's chapter 10. Well, in chapter 9, Job turned to his friends and said, hey, look it, God works in mysterious ways. In chapter 10, he turns to God and says, you work in mysterious ways. Also, do you mind telling me how I fucked up that you brought me all this misery? Yeah, exactly, Paul. Pull that up on the screen real quick. God's that mysterious, any rational person could think he doesn't exist. What a thought. No, Sandy's following along. All right. Yep. Just another chapter that boils down to God works in mysterious ways, except this time it's you work in mysterious ways. And by the way, what did I fucking do? Yeah, Sandy, well, you must have fucked up in a mysterious way. This is not hard to understand. Maybe so. Maybe so. Starting to think the moral of this book should actually be, don't make mean bets at the expense of other fuckers. Just play cards like a normal ass person. Stupid fucking gods and shit. God damn. All right. Chapter 11. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite, and said, should not the multitude of words be answered? And should a man full of talk be justified? Should thy lies make men hold their peace? And when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed? For thou hast said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean in thine eyes. But oh, that God would speak, and open his lips against thee, and that he would shew thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Know therefore that God exacteth of thee less than thy iniquity deserveth. Canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? The measure thereof is longer than the earth, and broader than the sea. If he cut off and shut up, or gather together, then who can hinder him? For he knoweth vain men, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not then consider it? For vain men would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass's colt. If thou prepare thine heart, and stretch forth thine hands toward him, if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast, and shalt not fear, because thou shalt forget thy misery, and remember it as waters that pass away. And thine age shall be clearer than the noonday. Thou shalt shine forth, thou shalt be as the morning. And thou shalt be secure, because there is hope. Yea, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. Also thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yea, many shall make suit unto thee. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. Chapter 11. Zophar the Naamathite, saying, you must have fucked up. You must have done. You must have that secret sin on your heart, or it wouldn't be bad for you. God seeth the innermost being. We may not know that you fucked up, but God does, or he wouldn't have put the boil plague on you and had your camels all stole by the Chaldees and shit. Let's see. Hunter asks, do I have a theater background? Yes, however could you tell? Hey, Sal, welcome back. How late are you? All you missed was a bunch of back and forth about whether or not bad things happen to good people, or whether it's your fault if you get shat on by the universe. You know, the book of Job. You ain't missing nothing. Paul Camish summarizes the entire 66 books of the Bible right here. Stupid fucking book. No kidding. Yes. Yes, Santy, you are the only one missing the junk shopping. If you like it that much, then after we're done here, I can recommend some playlists for you to go back and watch in their entirety. It will help you to ease your need of the junk shopping, and it'll help me by bumping me in the algorithm. Randolph says, wow, the Holy Bible really sucks. Yes, yes it does. Apparently I sound sexy when I say tabernacles. And it's not just my wife saying that. Y'all fuckers are weird. I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. Just another one of Job's wonderful friends telling him that he must be secretly a bad person, or he wouldn't have had such a run of bad luck. Why do we need 3 friends for this? We could have had one friend. He could have gone back and forth with him over the course of about 6 chapters. The book could have been about this long instead of this long. Weird fucking people. Yes, exactly. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I'm going to make my confession unto ye. I remember this book being more interesting. I remember there being more to it than it just being a back and forth about whether or not Job had fucked up at some time in the past and committed a thought crime. Yeah. Catnip says it sounds like bad friends. Yeah, may heaven spare us from having friends like this. With friends like these, who needs fucking enemies, right? Shit. Randolph says, in thy tabernacles sounds very sexual. We don't kink shame here, but fuck. Oh, holy Lord Moses. Okay, we're going to do another chapter, I think. Oh, hell. It's just Job keeping on talking. Whatever helps you get through this fucking stupid book, Sal. Whatever helps you get through it. Chapter 12. Job answered. Yeah, this is Job's rejoinder to Zophar the Naamathite. And Job answered and said, no doubt but ye are the people, and wisdom shall die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yea, who knoweth not of such things as these? I am as one mocked by his neighbor, who calleth upon God, and he answereth him. The just, upright man is laughed to scorn. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. The tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke God are secure, into whose hand God bringeth abundantly. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this, in whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind? Doth not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat? With the ancient is wisdom, and in length of days understanding. With him is wisdom and strength. He can counsel, and he hath counsel and understanding. Behold, He breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leadeth counselors away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. He looseth the bond of kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle. He leadeth princes away spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty. He removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the aged. He poureth contempt upon princes, and weakeneth the strength of the mighty. He discovereth deep things out of darkness, and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. He increaseth the nations, and destroyeth them. He enlargeth the nations, and straiteneth them again. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and causeth them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. And that's chapter 12. Thank you, Paul. Paul's encouraging everyone to remember to smite that like button. Yep. Okay, so Job turns to his three friends, each of whom have had the opportunity to speak at this point, and each of whom have essentially told him he's a fuck-up or he wouldn't have fallen into such disrepair, him and his house. And he says, how in the world did I get stuck with you fuckers? Y'all are not nice people. And also, how do you know that it's because of my fucking up that God has screwed me over? God works in mysterious ways, remember? Shit. Y'all know sometimes good stuff happens to naughty, naughty men? And then he proceeds to repeat himself in increasingly flowery language for the remainder of the chapter. Sal asks, do we feel sorry for Job? Yeah. I mean, all of his stuff got taken away except for his mean wife and his three bitchy friends. I kind of feel sorry for him. It's not even that he did anything. I don't know what's going on with the tentacles over here, but I'm not going anywhere near it. Y'all are weird. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Randolph says this. I assume the theology sounds very Catholic. Yeah, well, Church of England, but the only reason the Church of England split off is so what's his name could Henry VIII. Thank you. Could get divorced. Dave says this makes more sense. Stone. I have no doubt whatsoever. Let's see. Tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. Kiwis. Tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. Oh, heck. Paul had a chat with Angelo yesterday. Is that what that link was? I'm sorry. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off for 2 fucking days, all over the internet and all over real life. Damn. Well, Sandy doesn't feel sorry for Job because he's sure he had slaves. Yeah, except that his slaves have gotten smoked and stolen away too. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want to get into ancient Middle Eastern slave-holding morality. That's having slaves is bad. Don't do it. It never was a good idea. It's one of the reasons this book is fucking bad, because it endorses it. Shit. Hey, never again. Good to see you. Randolph asks, if I read weird books, why wouldn't I expect my audience to discuss weird topics? And Randolph is right. Yeah. Okay, so that whole chapter was him just berating his friends for presuming to know what was in the mind of God. Don't do that. I'm going 56 minutes. Let's see. All right. See what happens in 13. It's just more talking by Job, but who knows? Something interesting could happen. Lo, mine eye hath seen all this, mine ear hath heard and understood it. What ye know, the same do I know also. I am not inferior unto you. Surely I would speak to the Almighty, and I desire to reason with God. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Oh, that ye would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom. Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleadings of my lips. Wilt ye speak wickedly for God, and talk deceitfully for him? Will ye accept his person? Will ye contend for God? Is it good that he should search you out? Or as one man mocketh another, do ye so mock him? He will surely reprove you, if ye do secretly accept persons. Shall not his excellency make you afraid, and his dread fall upon you? Your remembrances are like unto ashes, your bodies to bodies of clay. Hold your peace, let me alone, that I may speak, and let come on me what will. Wherefore do I take my flesh in my teeth, and put my life in mine hand? Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain mine own ways before him. He also shall be my salvation, for an hypocrite shall not come before him. Hear diligently my speech, and my declaration with your ears. Behold now, I have ordered my cause. I know that I shall be justified. Who is he that will plead with me? For now, if I hold my tongue, I shall give up the ghost. Only do not two things unto me, then will I not hide myself from thee. Withdraw thine hand far from me, and let not thy dread make me afraid. Then call thou, and I will answer, or let me speak, and answer thou me. How many are my iniquities and sins? Make me to know my transgression and my sin. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and holdest me for thine enemy? Wilt thou break a leaf driven to and fro, and wilt thou pursue the dry stubble? For thou writest bitter things against me, and makest to possess the iniquities of my youth. Thou puttest my feet also in the stocks, and lookest narrowly unto all my paths. Thou settest a print upon the heels of my feet. And he, as a rotten thing, consumeth as a garment that is moth-eaten. That's chapter 13. Well, all right, so Job finally tells his friends to shut the fuck up so that he can pray. They spent all this time telling him it must be because of his sin that he's belabored by difficulty, stress, and aggravation. And having reproved them individually, he now reproves them en masse. Says, you shut up. It's time for me to talk. And I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the man upstairs. Then he proceeds to talk to the man upstairs. and very poetically says, "What did I do? Little old me, wherein hast thou been offended in my doings?" Hey, Doorknob Head, good to see you. Yep, that's it. Friends, shut the fuck up. God, tell me what I did wrong. Because despite him having spent the last couple of his monologues talking about how God works indeed in mysterious ways, he's still sort of convinced that he must have fucked up somehow, or truly, truly, verily I say unto ye, his lot would not be so miserable. Make up your damn mind, Job. Is it your fault or is it not? Sitting here on the dung heap, grasping at straws and reiterating all over them. All right. We've been going just over an hour. Job continues his speech in the next chapter and then gets himself responded unto. 14 is short, and we're going to read it real quick, if you will indulge me. 14. Man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. And doth thou open thine eyes upon such a one, and bringest me into judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him, that he may rest, till he shall accomplish, as an hireling, his day. For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that the tender branch thereof will not cease. Though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stalk thereof die in the ground, yet through the scent of water it will bud, and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dieth, and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost, and where is he? As the waters fail from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down and riseth not. Till the heavens be no more, they shall not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest keep me secret till thy wrath be past, that thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. Thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to work of thine hands. For now thou numberest my steps. Dost thou not watch over my sin? My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and thou sewest up mine iniquity. And surely the mountains falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of his place. The waters wear the stones. Thou washest away the things which grow out of the dust of the earth, and thou destroyest the hope of man. Thou prevailest forever against him, and he passeth. Thou changest his countenance, and sendest him away. His sons come to honor, and he knoweth it not, and they are brought low, but he perceiveth it not of them. But his flesh upon him shall have pain, and his soul within him shall mourn. And that's chapter 14. All right. Lone Wanderer says, I sounded like Vincent Price. That is flattery of the highest order, is that compliment. Thank you. Okay. Job still wishes he was dead. Julie says, make sure you check the chat for questions. Okay. Sweetie, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know why. Not the road up.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's see here.
That was the people in the chat.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Jer says, is the dung heap really the only place to sit? Surely there are other seats available. Is Job a masochist, or is he sitting on the trash in mourning? Well, he's covered with boils. See, and the boils are one of those things that may or may not be a form of leprosy, depending on exactly what they look like and exactly what they are and whether they ooze or not, what color they are. I just said that. So he's had to go outside of town to a place where he can wait until he's ritually clean again. Let's see. Paul, yeah, exactly. Paul says, well, that was fucking pointless. Remove 14 from that stupid fucking book. Man, we could remove probably 80% of the book of Job from this book and not even fucking know it. Shit. 30 more. Oh. No. 30 more chapters until we get to the dinosaurs. Oh, God, this is going to go on forever. It's going to be Halloween, and we're still going to be stuck here in the fucking book of Job. All right. So, like I said, Job still wishes he was dead. And then he spends the rest of the chapter essentially just telling God how big and impressive God is. That's it. Oh my gosh, there's so much repetition, so much poetic repetition, and yet there's nothing happens. Nothing happens, nothing happens. Lo, I tell you, doth nothing happen. Nothing happen like unto the majority of, what was that terribly boring film by Lynch where the guy rides his tractor across country in real time? Y'all remember that shit? All right, well, that's where we're going to end it today. We're going to start cycling through the friends again in chapter 15, where Eliphaz the Temanite chimes in again. Thank you all so much for joining me on this terribly uneventful journey through the book of Job. If you like what you see, make sure that you hit the like button once we're done here, or right now, who knows? Randolph asks, is one of my motives for reading the Holy Bible an attempt to accelerate aging? Because this must be an exhausting topic. No. That was not one of the motives. I don't know what my motive was, to be honest. I saw a niche, and I decided to fill it. And here I am, stuck in my niche. Having committed myself unto the path, and being unwilling to stand away therefrom or go back thereunto from. All right. Well, again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much to my wonderful, wonderful patrons whose name you see scrolling at the bottom. If you too would like to be on the Scrolly Crawler, you can join me at patreon.com/junkshoplibrary for as little as $1 a month. Mark Caesar asks, am I just trying to compete with G and KC? I am not in competition with them, y'all. Besides, they're going through in chronological order, and I'm going through in page order. So it's, I like to flatter myself that it's a different kettle of fish. All right. Well, as we always say before we head out, Everybody take care. Everybody be safe. Stand against hate. And we'll see you again on Wednesday. Same time, same station. Stay safe out there, y'all.